Hey gang, AV here, and welcome to my review for the Marauders Task Force World War II British Army Rifleman. Here he is. As you can see, unlike my other videos, all I have is this belt off to the side here. That's because all of the other equipment he came with is currently stowed on him. And just like all the other riflemen I reviewed, getting the stock of his rifle up into his shoulder and then his left hand on the rifle itself is a little difficult. I believe I am going to have to trim his sleeve just like on the other figures to make sure that his elbow can bend a little bit more drastically to get it in the proper pose. But anyhow, let's take his rifle out of his hand for a second and have a look at the figure himself. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's have a look at his rifle. I'm not a firearms guy. I'm not a firearms enthusiast per se. I mean, I have a little bit of knowledge, but not much. I do believe this is the Enfield. If I'm mistaken, please correct me in the comments. It's a bolt action. You can see the bolt right there, which is awesome. I love the fact that they put so much detail in these things. Do a great job. While I have the rifle here, if you'll remember from the officer review, he does come with a bayonet. So let's take the bayonet out. Let's see if the bayonet fits on the end of the rifle. It does, but as you can see, it's quite loose on there. Very loose, as a matter of fact. A tiny bit of putty would help that quite a bit. But at least you know it's possible to have the bayonet on the muzzle. Which is a cool touch. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to attempt to do this, fingers crossed. If you watched my my officer review, the strap on the helmet for the officer broke loose. It's very temperamental, and it's stuck underneath the chin there. I'm actually going to wiggle the helmet off this way. There we are. So you can have a look at it. It's a cool design. Not sure how practical it was. Probably why they changed the design of it, but that's a very stylized helmet for the British Army. He has a satchel with some detail picked out in paint. He has his bayonet, which I showed you. Fits in the sheath here. He has this pouch that fits onto the back of his harness. His canteen. His backpack, which has two identical pouches on it. The backpack itself has 5 anchor points, 2 here, 1 on either side, and 1 in the middle. Pouch just has 1 peg. his harness, and his base. Let's have a better look at his detail now that he doesn't have all his junk on him. Not too bad. Very cool. Let's do his articulation now. Head's on a ball joint. Does a 360-degree turn. Can tilt from side to side slightly. Can angle down about that far and angle up about that far. So really not much there. Shoulders, 360. They bend out. Elbows, there's a sculpted elbow here hindering the motion, but it can kind of go 360. Bends 90 degrees. Wrists can do a 360. And they have a bend at the wrist, enabling for some dynamic weapon poses, hopefully. His legs, because he doesn't have the long coat that the other, or the long jacket that the other figures have, can do that. He can do that. His knees are double jointed, so he can get his heel back pretty far. Ankles can do a full 360. Bend forward about that far, and then bend back about that far. Better than average articulation for this line, which is nice. Cool accessories. Accurate accessories, which is nice. Let's get some gear back on him here. Just for the hell of it. Can I not fit that in there? Whoops. Ah, well, I'll put these on the side. Look better over there anyhow. And wish me luck with this helmet here. Alright, good. You have to be very careful with these helmets because the strap did break loose on 2 of the 4 that I've gotten. So just be careful with them. Very cool figure. Very cool. Let's have a size comparison now with General Patton. As you can see, the Marauders line is taller than this one. From the Forces of Valor or 21st Century Soldier, I'm not sure which. Same is true for the Indiana Jones era German soldier. He is noticeably taller than him as well. Modern G.I. Joes, he's a lot closer to the true 4-inch scale. Marvel Universe or Golden Age Captain America, he fits right in with. Looks great. Matt Smith, Doctor Who, is unfortunately way too short to be posed with Her Majesty's troops. And then we have Boss Fight Studios, Vitruvian Hacks, Knight of Asperity. Again, true 4-inch figures. He fits right in. So there you have my review of the Marauders Task Force World War II British Army Rifleman. He's a cool figure. Should be available shortly on the Marauders website. I do recommend them. If you like this video, check out my channel. If you like what you see there, then please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.